Gano for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And he is going to lose yardage here. How about Brian Urlacher? We've seen this before. He comes up to belt him for the loss.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now a give. Running right is Lynch. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play. A dime look defensively for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. Pickett now from the gun here. And that is incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Now here's Trenton Gill now. This is brought in at the 21. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. Leading them out will be the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the MVP of Super Bowl 29, the dynamic Steve Young.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Now a Bay Area native from up in Berkeley. This is Marshawn Lynch. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down. They'll run again with Lynch. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Marshawn Lynch, 74 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start the drive with Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one taken just inside. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble now, great field position. They'll try the middle with Lynch. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Raiders just continue to roll. Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. They had the short field and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From the 10. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Raiders pick it up. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Gano now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Takes it at the 7. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Gano the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. To the air on first down with Pickett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Gano for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken at the 15. Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And I believe he was able to get this back. He was. Boy, after giving up the touchdown, lucky that didn't turn into another. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he loses the football a second time. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt. And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable and it definitely won't be air conditioned. Milk bones? None. Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded right around the 8. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Marshawn Lynch heading back out into the huddle. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far. Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment. Pickett lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though. You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far. Gano now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the 10. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a...
Pickett lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Gano the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. A fairly short. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Gano for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Pickett will look to throw it here. A dump off and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken just shy of the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Niners set to take over on offense. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into.
Pickett lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. This is Wilson on the jet sweep. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off. Come on, let's go. This is the call before the start. All right, go get him now.
Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. That's taken at around the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. He returns the punt 60 yards. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Gano now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the 10. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Gano for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken from about the 12. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well. But one thing I know for sure, the standard speech is to treat the game like it's tied. But when you have an advantage, they also tell you, make sure you don't get your foot off the gas. Message received.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Third quarter starts with a run from Lynch. And some room to maneuver. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Marshawn Lynch, 53 yards. And the Raiders are pouring it on. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. First and 10, here's Pickett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lynch. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On second down, Lynch fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. It's Young on first down. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Lynch, the lone man in the backfield now on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And Lynch will power his way in for a Las Vegas touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Gano the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And polishing it all off, Marshawn Lynch with a TD run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Pickett. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Young's throw taken in by Moss. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. From the red zone now, Young. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Moss. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. They'll run with Lynch, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. From the 10. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jeffrey Simmons coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it, yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Young here to throw. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too. Yeah, this game has been all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want this shutout preserved. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ty Long. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. An inside run with Lynch. And some room to work. Running right through. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Pulls it in at the 13. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Gano now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Takes it at the 7. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead. I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today.